G'day folks, and welcome back to another episode of the Bush TV. In this one, we pick it up where we left off in last episode, where I just camped in that nice pristine little hut there in the high country. We're heading to Kevington, meeting up with my friend, camping on the Goulburn River, right near the Kevington pub. Not too close to the Kevington pub, but we will go and check it out and have a look. Then we're going to double back over Mount Selma via Woodspoint and double back straight into Licola. Sit back and enjoy the Bush TV. This episode is proudly supported by Sign Shop Australia, the Licola Caravan Park, YV Sheds and Barns, Profit Kitchens and Admiral Towing. Further supported by Vic High Country Trips, Info and Vehicle Setups on the Facebook page. Okay, there's a couple of ways I can go here. Now if I go straight down that way, that's Black River track. And that goes down to the Goulburn River and Black River. Now there's a couple of gnarly sections down there. It's good coming the other way. It's a bit of a challenge. Now, and it also comes out to Woodspoint on the Weberspur track. Now, I am going to Kevington, so I'm pretty sure Lazarini Spur track here, it ends up in Knockwood. Lazarini Spur track links up with Army track from Knockwood and runs to Mount Selma on the Jamison-Licola road. The track condition is steep in sections and does cross the Goulburn River. Do your research before you cross the river crossings, as the Goulburn can come up quick. Another way around is Snake Edwards track from 10 Mile to Hollylands track, which crosses the Goulburn River again and heads east on Lazarini Spur track, which then comes out on the Jamison-Licola road just before the steep section of Mount Selma. The Mansfield Woodspoint Road offers some fantastic camping spots right on the banks of the Goulburn River in between Kevington and Knockwood. The drive between Jamison and Woodspoint is definitely a tick of approval that goes through A Mine Settlement, Frenchman's Gap and Gaffney's Creek, and a spectacular scenic drive. In the previous video I did mention that some escapees had burnt down the Kevington pub, but it was my mistake that it was the Gaffney's Creek Hotel that got burnt down. So far this track's pretty easy. It's a little bit wet in spots. I am in high range, 2-wheel drive. There was one section there that I put it into low range. Now that noise to me sounds like a tail shaft noise. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe I'll change the other uni on the other side and see what happens. If it's not that, then I don't know what it is. I'll have to work it out. I've changed bearings, unis. Well, one uni in one of the front ones and one in the rear. I've changed bearings, all sorts of stuff. So, and everything's greased up real good. So we'll see what happens with that noise. Not making any difference to the vehicle. It's, every now and then it's just pinging a bit, and it does sound like a tail shaft noise. So I'm trying to eliminate where it's exactly coming from, and I'll be happy. Alright, so I've just stopped at this helipad for, I'm going to have a bit to eat here. It's only like 20 past 11 in the morning, so if I have something to eat now, I'll be able to push through all the way to Kevington. I don't think it's that far anyway, but let's get out and have a look. What a spot to have lunch. Check it out. Okay, so I'm down the bottom where the river is now. Brakes are a little bit warm and the rotors will be as well. So I'm going to sit here for about 5 to 10 minutes or so. Let everything cool down a little bit before we go through that river. I don't want to warp any rotors and add that to a job list. Okay, so just turned right onto the Mansfield Jamison Road and I'm in Knockwood. So Woodspoint's behind me, Kevington's in front of me. There is a vehicle in front of me, there's a bit of dust, so I might pull over and let it go a bit. And very soon I'll be calling my friend on the UHF to see where he's at. So looking forward to getting to a camp and setting all up and cracking those cold ones. Sitting back around a fire tonight, should be good. Well, this turned up at this camp spot with a couple of king parrots. Oh, what are you going to do? You're going to don't put a signature on my Bush TV label, no? Out of the back end, Mr. and Mrs. King Parrot. Here's me mate Bushman. He's here. We just met up. These birds are. Check that out! Wow, unbelievable. So we're just getting a bit of firewood. We found a nice little spot down there on the flat. Nice and open, so I want to set up this camp just nice and in a nice open area to see what we've got. And yeah, we found a nice spot near the Goulburn River. Yep, that'll do ya. Straight forward a tiny bit. That'll do. Perfect. Plenty of firewood in here, like you just walk around pretty much and pick it up off the ground. There's heaps of it, so yeah, we don't need a hell of a lot. We're only in the one spot there for the one night, and yeah, we should be good. Yeah. Not bad, that weather. It's done alright, this thing, I'll tell you. Okay, so it's the first time that I've properly, well, I set it up the other night in the Licola caravan park, but not quite like this. So I'm going to just walk around and just show you what it's about, what we've got here. It did take a little bit more time than my usual setup, but I think it'll be well worth it in certain situations with weather. So we got the 270 that comes in underneath the whole sort of right or left hand side of the vehicle. And I've got the 3x3 on the other side where the swag is with a 2.5 2.5 sidewall. So it does the job. It was a bit fiddly putting the sidewall on because it's not the right size, but it still does the job. I could put my feet under there in the swag, but the ground is sloped the wrong way. So it is what it is. Now these sidewalls weren't much, it was like 20 something bucks or 25 bucks by memory. But this is going to be alright. Like I said, it was a little bit more of a setup time. But it's going to be okay. Good test tonight. We're in Kevington, or just out of Kevington. I've met up with my friend over there. He's come from Melbourne. I came from Licola and stopped off at that hut. And yeah, I wanted to test it. I wanted to sort of be in the open to see how it is. The Goulburn River's just behind me. Just down there, there's a river crossing. So, and the Kevington pub is that way, where the sun's going down into the west. Next thing is, obviously, we have to get the fire going. So, let's get that fire going and finish off the setup and get some dinner on, because I'm pretty hungry right now. Okay, so I'm finally set up. It took a little bit of time, like I just said before. Finally got the seat out where I can kick back and have a frothy around that fire. It is getting a bit dark right now, so it's going to be a cold night too. It's already getting down, right? And I reckon it should be a little bit in the minus tonight. We are in the open, so it'll be a cold morning. It'll be a cold night. I'm going to kick back right now. I'm going to cook some chicken schnitzels with maybe some veggies and gravy and sit back around that fire and enjoy it. I've had a big day. It's been well earned. Alright, so before I end the video for the night, I thought I'd just cook and show you guys what I'm actually cooking tonight. It's a couple of schnitzels. As you can see, it's pretty cold, right? It's a cool night. So a couple of schnitzels in a roll with a bit of cheese, gravy, coleslaw, and that's me for tonight. But I'll cook 2 schnitzels because I'm going to get hungry later, so I might eat one like on the side. So that's pretty simple, this one. A little bit of cheese and a little bit of coleslaw. Right, and a little bit of gravy on top. That's probably about it. And there it is, the schnitzel burger. She's even dripping like a Hungry Jack's. Beautiful, look at that. Such a simple meal, but it's so good. And then there's another schnitzel down in the pan there. I'll probably just eat that with a bit of gravy. So like a big chicken nugget with like gravy, you know. Beautiful. What's wrong, mate? You had a date with a bird, did you? What's all the feathers? What the? You got feathers all over you, bro.
Yeah. So make it a hole in it, wasn't it?
Either that or your pillow. He's full of feathers. He's got feathers all over him. And he's either a sleeping bag or swag or whatever, or the pillow's got a leak. So we're woken up this morning. I got up pretty early, sort of packed up as you can see. And just sitting around this fire and enjoying the bush and the birds and that river in the background. Today's a different story. We were going to go over Lazzarini Spur track, but we're not. Heard some bad news last night on a social media site that Crow's hut's been burnt down. It's funnily enough, I went past there yesterday, but I couldn't see it. I sort of looked over my left shoulder A couple of times I couldn't see the roof, but sometimes you drive past there and you just can't see the hut. So I just didn't think anything about it. So we're going to go up and have a look at that later on and see for ourselves with our own eyes what's gone on there. Kevington is a town in Victoria located south of Jamison on the Mansfield Woodspoint Road. The Goulburn River runs through Kevington. The town began as a small settlement in 1862 when J.S. Garrett opened a beer house on the road between Jamison and Gaffney's Creek. The settlement grew to include stores, butchers and private residents. The town was surveyed and named Kevington. Eventually the town died and the nearby town of Max Creek took on the name Kevington. The post office at Max Creek opened on the 1st of November 1865 and was renamed Kevington on the 1st of October 1884, closing in 1974. The Kevington Hotel, potentially known as the Kevington Hilton or the Kevy Pub, currently stands on the site of Garrett's original beer house. Alright, I didn't video much coming down through Gaffney's Creek and A1 settlement there. It's a good drive all the way up to Frenchman's Gap until you come down. Now I'm situated at the Woodspoint Pub, the commercial hotel. Alright, so let's come up here to try and have a look at this hut that's up here. I've forgotten the name of this one, unfortunately, off the top of my head. I've always seen it, but never sort of been in. So I'll come up and have a look. Let's go and check it out. Well, we were going to go down to the Licola caravan park tonight, but I'll definitely go down there tomorrow. Pushing for time, I reckon we stay here tonight. Let's get this big pot belly going. Hopefully it's going to be okay in here. Looks like there's plenty of room, and I'm not sure where we can cook though, that's the thing. So we're just about to work all that out. We'll see what happens. Not sure what we're going to do yet. We'll make a decision within the next half an hour. And you guessed it, we made that decision rather quickly after spending the night in the hut and having a good feed. We woke up to sleet in the morning and we decided to hit the track and check out Crow's Hut. Alright guys, I'm going to sit down and enjoy that dinner and around that fire while the pot belly, and yeah, we'll see you in the morning. Stay tuned for the rest of this video. We've got a few things tomorrow planned. Some bad news we heard on social media, so we're going to go and check it out, and stay tuned for that. See you there. Alright, so we're waking up this morning. It's been very wet overnight here, and it's right on the edge of sleeting. So I just got in the car. I can see it from here, sleeting on the windscreen inside the 80 series. Probably can't see that from here, but it's very close. So you never know, it might snow while we are packing up right now. We're at 1145 metres, I think it is. So we're up there, it's just a little bit more colder, it'll drop. So we'll see what happens, you never know. Well, she's pretty wet, pretty cold, and only had a little bit of sleet. And we'll see what happens when we go over Mount Selma, which we're just about to do. Really hasn't been much of a snow season this year. Like the last trip that I went away in late May, it dropped a lot of snow up at the Howard High Plains Road when I stayed in that hut, and had a real good dumping as well a little bit after that. I couldn't get away obviously because I had an injury and a few things to do to the vehicle, but since then, like, there has not been a lot of snow. This has been a pretty bad snow season. Right now it's the 10th of August, so I'm nearly at 1200 metres. There's nothing at all, so it's best time I usually go away would have been late July, early August to do a snow trip, but not this year because it's just, there's none. Well, there is, but it's high up, but you can't get there, can you? So yeah, there's not a lot, unfortunately. So anyways, we'll see what happens in the next season, next year, when I might plan on doing a proper snow trip. We'll see what happens with my mate, obviously. I don't go by myself on those types of trips. You can, but look, it's a bit risky, you get stuck, so better to have a couple of vehicles with you, just in case. I did come along this road once in the night, the South Road here, and we all got stuck. It was a blizzard condition across here, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 of us, I think, and every single one of us got stuck. I managed to be able to turn my car around, pull a few people out. Don't ask me how I turned it around, but I did, and then turned it around again in the snow, and then further down the track I got stuck. So yeah, everyone got stuck. It was a bit of fun. It was at night, it was interesting, and then we all ended up in Crow's Hut. So this Crow's Hut is got a lot of history. We've had a lot of memories in there with myself and a lot of friends and things like that, so it's a real shame that that's gone. Hopefully it's going to get rebuilt. Okay, so it's not uncommon that this happens up here. Last night we had some very high winds, so I'll make a decision in a minute whether I'm going to cut this. I mean, I can cut it. Here comes my mate behind me now, and our destination's literally around the corner, so yeah, I might cut it and get rid of it. There's 2 of them over the track. Okay, so I'm through. So probably took about 20 minutes, I reckon. There was two trees there, so that saves the ranger a job, doesn't it? Tell you what, it's pretty good wood, this. Oh, I wish I could take some home. Yeah, anyway, it's pretty heavy too. Let's go, let's get through it and have a look at what we are heading toward, which is the unfortunate devastation of Crow's Hut. Here we go again. This time, not as big, so it has been a very windy night up here. like I was just explaining, you've got to be very careful because there's a lot of these type of dead sort of trees everywhere along this road. So be very prepared. If you do come out to the high country and the weather does pick up overnight where you camped or whatever, you might be a bit stuck or it might take several hours to get out. Just like I said before, guys, you've got to be prepared. I'm sure plenty of you have come across a situation like that. And if you have, drop a comment, let me know. What's the biggest tree you've had to cut down on the track? Okay, so I just came down the crow's hut and it's definitely a bush. It's been burned down. So, yep, someone's made the mistake of either overloading the fire or something. This is not good. We've got a lot of memories in this hut. I'm standing right next to my mate right here. Yeah, we've got a lot of memories here, haven't we, mate?
Yeah, sure.
A lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's even been involved in a working bee, and this guy's even painted this hut way back in what, 2002 or something like that.
2002.
Yeah, we've been here a lot, so yeah, big shame, very disappointed. I hope it gets rebuilt, but look, I don't know, it might not. It's very popular, and the more popular places like this get is something like this does happen. We've seen it before, and it's probably not the first time or last time we're going to see this happen again. So people need to take some respect in here, yeah? Put your fire out. Make sure you put your fire out. Don't leave it running, because this is what happens. Good example right there. And this is why some huts in the high country that I do visit, I don't say where they are, due to this type of thing. Alright guys, so that brings this one to an end. Hope you've all enjoyed the Bush TV. It's been a pretty good adventure, this one, and make sure you stay tuned for the next one. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Go back and try again. Come up this side. Go back and try again. Nah. Go back and try again. You have to go back. Oh, you're a winch out. Alright, I see it. Handbrake, first gear, low range. It'll hold. Turn it off. Turn it off. Yeah. No, they never do. They never do work. The same as the agency. Guess what? You get to try out your new winch. Yeah. You would have been right, but you can't go backwards. It's slipped over. So anyway, he's going to winch out. Yeah, it'll hold. Show us what your new winch is all about, Bushman. Let's go. Check this out. He would have gone back and tried the other side. I would have hit this side here, but anyways. That's what's restricting him. Coming backwards. Question, ready?
Yeah.
Remember the time we had to winch out 2 camper trailers out of Crow's Hut?
Yes, to those camper trailers on the back.
Yep, we warned them, but they still persisted to come down to Crow's Hut set up, and the weather was like this, and took us about 3 hours to get the 2 camper trailers out. Alright, let's see my old matey Bushman's new winch in action. He's got a brand new replacement worn winch. He had an old one for years, he got a new one, so he's always wanted to use it, and he's just about to get to use it for the first time. Alright, so I reckon it didn't take even as long as what we just had to cut those 2 trees down to get out of there. That winch is pretty good. Yeah. Off to Licola now, so we'll do a bit of video there and we'll see you there.